King K. Rool, why did you make such a ridiculous item, you idiot?
Shut up!
But nevertheless... But this part is ridiculous. You see these two zingers? If you go way too fast, you're bound to get hit. Diddy actually has a harder time with this because Diddy Kong is much more faster than Donkey Kong in terms of speed, so you have to really time your movement here and that. Don't go down there. There's nothing of benefit down there except for probably 5 bananas, but it's not use. It's no use, let's say that. And apparently when you stand on top of the enemy spawn barrels, enemies do not appear. How peculiar. I don't know why I'm stopping a lot. I'm guessing I was really trying to be cautious to not really get damaged. I mean, I think there is a part where I do get hit, but... Still, it's not... Yeah, there we go. I think what I did there was I tried to intentionally get hit so I could show off, Diddy Kong's barrel roll. So let's see where we're going with here, and, oh yeah, here we go. So, Diddy Kong has his own barrel roll when he rolls onto the, barrel, just like how Donkey Kong does. Very strategic, very useful. In fact, you can even roll through, like, a whole bunch of enemies, and this actually does come in handy if you're trying to do the one-up trick, where if you destroy 8 or more enemies, which is actually from Super Mario Brothers, I found out recently. If you destroy 8 enemies in Super Mario Brothers, you get a 1-up, so I'm figuring that's what they did here with Super DKC. Destroy 8 enemies and you get a 1-up, and for every extra enemy, you get another 1-up. God, this game is so filled with 1-up, glory. It's like they knew you were gonna die a lot in this game, so what they did was they decided to implement, the factor that you need extra chances. Okay, random cave here, and... Oh god! I'm looking back at the Super Bowl screen and I'm noticing this, oh god! The Giants are up by 4 points. What? This is ridiculous! No! No! They're leading 21-17, Giants. Ugh. Well, this wouldn't be the first time that this has happened. I've been through worse. But, whatever. Time to go to the next... Is this a water stage? Okay, this is the final water stage of the game. This fog will catch you off guard, especially if you're playing on an awful infrared screen like I'm using. So, you might not recognize that Jaws here is... yeah, you might not recognize that Jaws is actually present in the stage unless if you're really paying attention. We also have all of these ducking, These spiked wheels are pretty annoying in this stage, and also in the Gray Cave where you're about... Well, I don't even know if it is in this world. I think it's in World 6. I'll check the raw again. But... yeah, these rolling spikes of fury are completely and utterly useless. I hate this thing to death. I mean, okay, you can cheese your way out of it by having to go on top of the ceiling, but there's this one part later on where they have these ridiculous spike wheels in ridiculous areas where you wouldn't suspect them to be. I mean, you'll see it coming up. You have to have, like, heavy reaction time. This is not the one I'm referring to, by the way. But, yeah, you have to have heavy reaction time if you're gonna try and survive this area. I don't know how you would survive this. By the way, there's 5 bananas up in these areas, and, this area! How is anybody supposed to survive that on their first try without having to go down a little? Can you believe how many times in this area? What were you thinking, Nintendo? That is horrible. That is horrible level design right there. The layout's good. It's just the projectile placement. Why would you bother putting spike wheels in areas that don't? You know, my words aren't as harsh as Angry Video Game Nerd. I know that James Wolfe has something to say about this game. Because, I mean, this game will tear you out another anus, in his words. Or probably 10 new anuses if you really are having that much trouble. In terms of difficulty, I actually wanted to do a review of this originally before I did the Let's Play, but I might as well do this because I'm a bit of a critic on this. In terms of difficulty, I find that this game is right up there with Super Mario Bros. 3. And I'm saying that in terms of, like, harsh enemy placement, harsh level design, harsh, trap placement. It's definitely a good game in terms of difficulty. It's definitely a good game in terms of... Well, first off, you'd have to know what you're doing, of course. And, yeah. Okay, this is the final minecart segment. I think there were only 2 minecart segments in the entire game, and I cheesed my way out of one by having to find the hidden barrel. Thank you, BJ and Clement, for mentioning that in your LP. Or else I probably wouldn't have found that out. Because I didn't know about that shortcut until then, so... Yeah. By the way, you're gonna be getting 3 bonus levels in this. The Rambi the Rhino bonus level is probably the most ridiculous. So we're back in the ice world, and... Yep, you guessed it. We're jumping and getting all these Rhino tokens, which... I have never actually been able to get to the top right corner and manage to get the doubler. Never have managed to get the doubler bonus here, so no matter what, I will never be able to really show that off until later. I'll probably show that off when I show off the extra video for the Game Boy Advance material that I haven't shown off yet. Really shouldn't be saying shown off. I'm very repetitive today, aren't I? But I digress. You're also getting the Winky the Frog bonus stage and another On Guard run, which this time around I actually found out where the doubler is. You have to do a certain gimmick in particular in order to find the doubler. So once we get to that part, I will show off how that works. But nevertheless, we're getting Winky the Frog. Thank God. This is actually my first time doing a Winky the Frog bonus stage here, so I am surprised that I got as many points as I did. So let's see what we have here. It's basically a very platform-heavy stage, very complex, and there's way too much going on here. But this does fit Winky's description, because, I mean, there are frogs that do live in caves. I have seen that, on well, not really expeditions, but tours. It was enjoyable. Really should have gotten more of those tokens, and... Aww. I was just taking a look at, a throw that Tom Brady just did. God,